Hi, this is Phil Shapiro. I'm here at my public library job. You can see I'm here in the Computer Center in Tacoma Park, Maryland Library. And I want to explain the math game that I designed that's kind of fun. So here's the first version. And I'm using my Samsung phone, which has something called Director's Mode. I've never used it before, first time today. But it lets me do the selfie camera and the back camera at the same time. So that's nice for explaining things. It's sort of like a screencast. So here's the original game I designed in 2022. And I have it on tabloid paper and it's black and white. Here, let's take a look. So the instructions are, here it says, find two numbers in every column that add up to 100. So for example, over here, there's 70 plus 30, or 80 and 20, or 50 and 50. And you can see you go from left to right. There's a bunch of columns. And so the original game is you have to find two numbers in the same column. And to give you an idea of what the answers look like, this is the answer. So over here we have 61 and 39, 70 and 30, 50 and 50, 7 and 93. You can also use a process of elimination. So if you see a 98 over here in this column here, 98, then if you look for 2 and there's no 2 in that column, then it's not 98. So you can use a process of elimination to find the correct answer. If you see the 49, you look for 51. If there's no 51, then it's not 49. And then you can see I go across here with all the answers. I'm going to scan this. This is on tabloid, and I have access to a tabloid scanner. Now, if you come all the way to the end here, there's more than one correct answer here in the last column. And this is just by chance. I put random numbers in here using the LibreOffice software. I use the spreadsheet in LibreOffice, the free software. And these are the random numbers where I went in, I modified the random numbers so that they're guaranteed that there was two numbers in every column, at least two numbers. But over here, just by coincidence, you can see there's 65 and 35, and then there's 20 and 80, and 75 and 25. If you can see over here, I'm trying to hold the phone and do all this explaining at the same time. So that's interesting. If you add them up, the pairs here is like a total of 300. And I was just talking to my friend Aman, who's a math educator, and he said, Phil, there's a whole new game you can design where you're going to, one of your rows is going to have 10 pairs of numbers, or 5, let me try and think, 5 pairs of numbers. 5 pairs of numbers that add up, no, 10 pairs of numbers. 10 pairs of numbers that add up to 100, and that's going to be 1,000. So that you can ask kids, this is kind of a more advanced version of this game, to look through all the rows and try and find the row where you can add up the 10 pairs to make 1,000. So that's an interesting new version of the game that I could design. Thank you, Aman. Very interesting educator who's been testing this with his own kids and giving me ideas on how to make it better. This version over here, this is what on the website, this is for little kids. For the little kids, I call it. And this is not designed, this is not for two numbers. This is where we just say, here's the number 2. Can you find a 3? Here's the number 3. Can you find a 4? Here's the number 4. Can you find a 5? And you can see, so this is for the little kids. I print this on tabloid paper. It's pretty with the colors. The colors don't have any particular purpose other than visual interest. And you can also say, here's a 10. Can you find a 20? Here's a 20. Can you find a 30? So there's like skip counting. And skip counting is related to multiplication. So this is for preschoolers, and it's kind of fun. It's really gorgeously designed. I wonder who designed it. Oh, that's me. I designed it. This is on tabloid paper, but I think I also have a version for legal size, 8.5 by 14. So that if you don't have a tabloid printer, you can do that. And then over here, what do I have over here? This game is all in red. So Picasso had a blue period. I had a period where everything I was designing was in red. And over here, we're looking for the directions. Look through the horizontal rows, find 3 numbers that are adjacent and are ascending or descending. So, for example, let's see, we want to find numbers that are ascending or descending, like over here, 17, 18, 19. 17, 18, 19. That's ascending, right? And then I put in a bunch of different numbers that are either ascending or descending. Here, descending, 99, 98, 97. So this is all just for fun. This is kind of a variation of that game. It's just another math activity that you can do at your house. So we're done with that one here. That's also on the website, Pairs Math Game. You can print it out, you can photocopy it, and give it away for free. You just can't sell it without my permission. Okay, and then this is the banner, my big banner called Number Banner 1. I'm going to be designing some other banners, but this is Number Banner 1. And so here we're just looking for 2 numbers that add up to 100. It doesn't have to be in the same column. So for example, down here, 95 and 5. And look at here, 99 and 1, 99 and 1. Now, after I designed this banner, I happened to notice that there's this 97 and 3. That just jumped out at me, and I didn't design that. These were random numbers that kind of jumped out at me. So what I really, really want with this math game, what I'd really love, is that families develop an ability and an interest to make up their own game, that they see this like as a playground, and that they come up with their own variations. For example, over here, here's 2 numbers that are adjacent, 20 and 20. So the same number is adjacent. So let's see if we can find 2 other numbers that are adjacent. And I think there's at least, I know there's at least 3 adjacent numbers on this banner. So go, you can ask kids, can you find 3 adjacent numbers on the banner that are the same number? So when I was growing up, we used to invent games a lot. We didn't buy video games. They didn't have video games when I was growing up. And so we used to invent games. And we need to be able to teach our children the enjoyment of coming up with their own game. Because the mind is a muscle. The more we use it, it becomes stronger and stronger. But we don't have to buy games in a store. We can invent games. We can give them away for free. We can have friendly contests. And we can each learn from each other a lot. There's a lot to learn from each other. So that's one of the reasons I make this game. I think this game might be popular in lots of outside of school settings. For example, I'd love to see bookmobile people hand this out to people who come to a bookmobile. So they come to the bookmobile for a book and they walk away with a fun little math game. Or in a children's hospital, if there's a child who's convalescing and they're a little bit bored, then one of the nursing staff or one of their family members can bring them a fun little math game that can keep them occupied for 10, 20 minutes or an hour or 2 hours or whatever. I call that kind of activity cognitive solace. Here at the library, we like to use words in interesting ways. So this is Phil Shapiro, over and out. Bye.